Good evening. In today's class, I am going to explain you some more problems based on the topic elasticity given in previous JEE main question papers. So, let us move on to the problems. Let us start with, actually in the previous classes we have finished up to 40 questions. Now, I am continuing with the remaining questions. So, read the question. What is the method of solving the problem perfectly within the time limit? You have to read the problem, underline the keywords, note down the data, recall the relevant formula, do the substitution, calculate, and finally we get the answer. So, the first step, read the problem carefully. A steel rod has a radius 20 millimeters and length 2 meters. A force of 62.8 kilonewton stretches it along its length. Young's modulus of steel is given as 2 into 10 power 11 Newton per meter square longitudinal strain produced in the wire. So, let us note down the data given in the problem. So, radius is given as 20 millimeters. It has to be converted into meters, 20 into 10 power minus 3 meters. Length of the wire is given as 2 meters. A stretching force of 62.8 kilonewton. Kilo is 10 to the power of 3. So, 62.48 into 10 power 3 Newton is applied. Young's modulus of the material of the wire. It is given as steel and its Young's modulus is given as 2 into 10 to the power of 11 Newton per meter square. What is the longitudinal strain? So, what is the formula for Young's modulus? Y is equal to stress by strain. The stress is equal to F by A, strain is equal to E by L. So, Y is equal to FL by AE, from which strain is equal to E by L. E by L is equal to, from this expression, F by AY. E by L is equal to F by AY. So, let us do the substitution. So, strain, longitudinal strain is F. Applied force is this one, 62.8 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by area of cross section pi r square. Pi r is 20 into 10 power minus 3 or 2 into 10 power minus 2. R square is 4 into 10 to the power of minus 4. And Young's modulus is given as 2 into 10 to the power of 11. 2 into 10 to the power of 11. So, here pi is 3.14. 2 into 3.14 is 6.28. It gets cancelled 10 times here. So, 10 by 4 is 2.5. Right? 10 by 4 is 2.5. So, now this is 2.5 into 10 to the power of 7. If it goes to the numerator, 10 to the power of minus 7 into 10 power 3, 10 power minus 4. So, 2.5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 or 25 into 10 to the power of minus 5, because the answer is expressed in terms of 10 power minus 5. So, this becomes 25 into 10 to the power of minus 5. So, the numerical value for that is 25. That is the correct answer for that problem. Move on to the next problem. Read the problem. A metal block of mass m is suspended from a rigid support through a metal wire of diameter. So, radius is half of it, that is 7 millimeters. Millimeter is converted into meters. So, 7 into 10 power minus 3 meters. Tensile stress, force per unit area. So, tensile stress developed in equilibrium state is 7 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square. So, tensile stress is given as 7 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. So, what is the value of mass attached? So, here tensile stress is F by A, that is equal to mg by pi r square e. Suppose if this is a wire, a load of mass m is attached, so stretching force will be equal to mg. Restoring force developed is in equilibrium state. Restoring force developed is equal to mg. Restoring force developed per unit area of cross section is called tensile stress. So, tensile stress is given as 7 into 10 power 5. Mass attached is m. G is given as 9.8 meter per second square. Pi into 49 r square. R square is 7 into 10 power minus 3 whole square. So, 49 into 10 power minus 3. So, let us carefully do the calculation part. 9.85s are 49. So, mass is equal to 7 into 10 to the power of 5 into pi into 5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So, here pi is 22 by 7 because he has given pi is 22 by 7. 22 by 7, 7 and 7 gets cancelled. M is equal to 5 22s are 110 into 10 to the power of 5 into 10 power minus 3, that is 10 square, or 11 into, so 11 into 10 cube. So, let us do the calculation part. 7 into 10 to the power of 5 is equal to m. G is 9.8 by pi. R square is 7 into 10 to the power of minus 3 whole square, 10 to the power of minus 6. This is 10 to the power of minus 6. So, now you got it. So, this is 5. So, m is equal to 7 into 10 to the power of 5. If this goes to that side, it is 22 by 7 into 5 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So, 7 and 7 gets cancelled. It is 110 into 10 power 5 into 10 power minus 6 is 10 power minus 1. This and this gets cancelled. It is just 11 kg. Okay. So, pi r square, r is 7 into 10 power minus 3, r square is 49 into 10 power minus 6. Okay. Move on to the next problem. That is interesting. Read the problem. So, that is the arrangement. This is a steel wire of 1.6 meters long. To the end of that steel wire, 2 kg block is suspended. And to the bottom of the block, a brass wire of 1 meter length is attached. And at the lower end of the brass wire, 1.14 kg is suspended. So, what is asked here? Elongation in the steel wire. So, here both the wires have the same radius, 2 into 10 power minus 3 meters, and length of the steel wire is 1.6 meters. You are supposed to find out the elongation in the steel wire. Its Young's modulus is given, G is given. Mass. So, here actually Y is equal to FL by AE or MGL by pi r square E. Y is equal to MGL by pi r square E. So, you are supposed to find E here. So, E is equal to MGL by pi r square Y, right? That Y comes here. So, what is the mass attached to the steel wire? This 2 kg plus 1.14. So, mass attached will be 3.14. So, 3.14. And the value of G is given as 10. Length of the steel wire is given as 1.6 meters. 1.6. Value of pi is 3.14. Radius of the wire is given as 2 into 10 power minus 3. R square becomes 4 into 10 power minus 6. And Young's modulus is 2 into 10 to the power of 11. 2 into 10 to the power of 11. 3.14 gets cancelled. 8.2 times. So, on simplification, you will be getting it as 20 into 10 to the power of minus 6 meters. So, here as you are supposed to express it in terms of 10 to the power of minus 6, the answer is, so the numerical value asked will be 20. Okay, so that is the answer. Let us move on to the next problem. Look here. See, the length of a wire becomes L1 and L2 when 100 Newton, 120 Newton tensions are applied to the wire. So, 10 L2 is equal to 11 L1. If 10 L2 is equal to 11 L1, what is the natural length? You see here, Y is equal to FL by AE. To the same wire, when different forces are applied, elongations will be different. As the wire is same, F by E remains constant. So, F1 by, if its final length is L1, initial length is L, E becomes L1 minus L. In the first case, F by E is F1 by L1 minus L. In the second case, F2 by L2 minus L. Actually, in yesterday's class, from this expression, we derived the formula for L as F2 L1 minus F1 L2 by F2 minus F1. So, from that we are going to solve this problem. So, what is the natural length? L is equal to F2 L1 minus F1 L2 by F2 minus F1 is 20, implies L is equal to, if you take 10 as common factor and cancel, 12 L1 minus 10 L2 divided by 2. Right? Now, look here, L is equal to 12 L1 minus 10 L2. But here it is given 10 L2 is equal to 11 L1. So, in place of 10 L2, see here 12 L1 minus, in place of 10 L2, I am replacing 11 L1 divided by 2. So, L is equal to L1 by 2. So, the natural length of the wire is L1 by 2. See here, in the answer, he has given like this. So, the natural length of the wire is 1 by x times L1. That is how he has given. But we got it as L1 by 2. So, on comparison, x is equal to 2. So, that is the correct answer for that problem. So, here this is the life. On applying forces F1, F2, if the lengths of a given wire are L1 and L2, then the natural length is F2 L1 minus F1 L2 by F2 minus F1. Okay, move on to the next problem. Look here, a square aluminum of shear modulus 9 into 10 to the power of 25 into 10 to the power of 9 Newton meter square slab of side 60 centimeters. So, if 60 is converted into meters, L is equal to 0.6 meters and the thickness is 15 centimeters. If it is converted into meters, it is 0.15 meters. So, the most important word to be registered while doing this problem is shearing force on its narrow face, not on the square face. If it is mentioned as square face, then area of cross section becomes L into L. If it is mentioned as narrow face, area of cross section becomes length into thickness, narrower or smaller area of cross section. So, a force, shear force is applied on the narrow face. What is the difference or relative displacement between the layers? Suppose if it is fixed like this, on applying a force along this direction, shearing force, it moves like this. This is the relative displacement and this is distance between the two layers. So, N is equal to FL by A into delta L. You are supposed to find out the displacement of the upper edge relative to the lower edge, that is delta L. So from this expression, delta L is equal to FL by A N. Just substitute the data given. Delta L is equal to shearing force applied is 18 into 10 to the power of 4. 18 into 10 to the power of 4. Length, distance between the two surfaces is L, that is 0.6. Area of cross section, it is applied on on its narrow face. So narrow face area is 0.6 into 0.15 and rigidity modulus is given as 25 into 10 to the power of 9. So on simplification, you will be getting, just on doing calculation, you will be getting it as 48 into 10 to the power of minus 6 meters, right? But here it is expressed in micrometers. 10 power minus 6 meters is micrometer, so the numerical value is 48. So 48 is the correct answer for that problem. Okay, so move on to the next problem. A metal wire of length 0.5 meters and cross-sectional area 10 power minus 4 meter square has breaking stress. Maximum force it can withstand per unit area of cross-section is called the breaking stress. That is F by A, given as 5 into 10 power 8 Newton per meter square. A block of 10 kg is attached to one end of the string and it is rotating in a horizontal circle. Look, see, just imagine sorry, just 1 second. If it is rotated in a horizontal circle, tension developed in the string will be mv square by r. That is the centrifugal force acting on it. So F by A is given as 5 into 10 power 8. Mass attached to the wire is given as 10 kg. You are supposed to find maximum permissible velocity. It can be rotated in the horizontal circle so that the wire doesn't break. So definitely the tension created must be within the limit of breaking stress. So breaking stress is F by A. The force is nothing but tension developed in the rod, which is created by the centrifugal force mv square by r A. So here F is given, breaking stress is given as F by A is given as 5 into 10 power 8. Mass attached to the end of the wire is given as 10 kg. You need to find out R. R is nothing but length of the wire, because to the end of this wire that bob or mass is attached. So the length of the wire becomes the radius of the horizontal circle in which it is revolved. So that is 0.5 meters and area of cross section is given as 10 power minus 4. So you are supposed to find V here. So here V square is equal to 5 into 10 to the power of 8. This becomes, if this goes to numerator, 5 into 10 to the power of minus 5. If this comes this side, it becomes 10 to the power of minus 1. So this is 25 into 10 square. That is V square. So V is equal to root of, root 25 is 5, root 10 square is 10. So the answer is V is equal to root 25 into 10 square, that is 50 meter per second. So this is the correct answer for that problem. So correct answer for that problem is 50 meter per second. Is it okay? So when a stone tied to a string is whirled in a horizontal circle, the tension in the string is created by the centrifugal force. So here breaking stress is the maximum permissible force per unit area of cross section. So F by A is given, F is mv square by r, from which you could calculate the maximum permissible speed with which it can be rotated in a horizontal circle. Move on to the next problem. The elongation of a wire on the surface of earth is 10 power minus 4 meters. The same wire of same dimension is elongated by 6 into 10 power minus 5 meters on another planet. So, what is the acceleration due to gravity on that planet? See here, elongation of a wire with a given load on earth is 10 power minus 4 meters. With the same load for the same wire, what is its elongation when taken to another planet is 6 into 10 power minus 5. On earth, acceleration due to gravity is given as 10 meter per second square. What is acceleration due to gravity on that planet? See here, we know y is equal to mgl by pi r square e. The same wire is taken. So, y, same dimensions, this is constant, same load is attached. So, elongation is proportional to g, or g is proportional to elongation. So, g2 is equal to E2 by E1 into G1, as it is directly proportional G2 E2 by E1 into G1. So, let us substitute the values. E2 is given as 6 into 10 power minus 5. 6 into 10 power minus 5, 10 power minus 4, G is given as 10. Okay, so 10 power minus 5 into 10 becomes 10 power minus 4, gets cancelled. So, G2 is equal to 6, this one. G2 is equal to 6 meter per second square. That is the answer, 6 meter per second square. The problem is so simple. Same wire under the same load, it is taken from one planet to another planet. What is the elongation? Elongation is proportional to g, or g is proportional to e, from which we could get g. Move on to the next problem. You read the problem all by yourself, such a simple question. Look, when a rubber ball is taken to a depth of dash meters in a deep sea, its volume decreases by 0.5%. What is the depth to which it is taken? See here, K is equal to, bulk modulus K is equal to PV by delta V, where P is the additional pressure applied. When it is taken to a depth, P is equal to H rho G. At a depth H, pressure applied on the object will be H rho G. So, here P is equal to H is, we are supposed to find the depth to which that object is taken, and density of water is given as 10 to the power of 3 and G is given as 9.8. So, just let us substitute that here. K is equal to P V by delta V. It decreases by 0.5%. Delta V by V is equal to change in volume is 0.5 if original volume is 100. That is the meaning, decreases by 0.5%. So, 0.5 by 100. Just let us substitute that value here. K, 9.8 into 10 to the power of 8 is equal to H rho G into V by delta V. We want to find out H. So, 9.8 into 10 to the power of 8 is H, rho is 10 power 3, G is 10, 100 by 0.5. So, here 3, 4, 5, 6. This goes to the numerator, it becomes 10 to the power of 7. 10 to the power of 7, we are left with 10. So, H is equal to, what is H here? So, H is equal to 5 into 9.8 into 10, that is 490 meters. So, actually if we take what is, okay, H rho G. Here I made a mistake. G is given as 9.8, isn't it? Just a simple, small calculation mistake. Look here, substitution. 9.8 into 10 to the power of 8. H, rho is given as 10 power 3. G is not given as 10. 9.8 into 100 by 0.5. So 9.8 into 10 to the power of 8, that is H, 3, 4, 5. This comes to the numerator 10 to the power of 6. So 9.8 into 10 to the power of 6 by 5. 9.8, 9.8 gets cancelled. 10 power 6, 10 power 2 times. So H is equal to, this 5 comes to this side, 5 into 10 square, that is 500 meters. So the depth to which the object is taken so that the volume changes by 0.5% is 500 meters. Simply K is equal to PV by delta V. But pressure applied a liquid column is H rho G, where H is the height of the liquid column. That's it. Move on to the next problem. A uniform metallic wire is elongated by 0.04 meters when subjected to a linear force F. The elongation, if its length and diameter is doubled, subjected to the same force. Length is doubled, radius, if diameter is doubled, radius is also doubled. For the same wire, Young's modulus is constant by applying the same force F. So, elongation produced in a wire with a given load is 0.04 meters. With the same load in the same wire, what is the elongation produced? Same load, same wire, F constant, Y constant. But the wire length is changed to 2L, diameter is doubled. Okay. So here with the data, Y is equal to FL by AE. Let us round the constant factors. F is constant here, Y is constant here. So E is proportional to L by A. So E2 is equal to L2 by L1, A1 by A2 into E1. See here, E2 is equal to L2 by L1. L1 is, length is changed to 2L, doubled. So L2 by L1 is 2. And the next one is, its diameter is also doubled. So diameter is doubled means area is quadrupled. So 1 by 4. A1 by A2 becomes 1 by 4 times E1. E1 is given as 0.04 meters. So E2 is equal to 0.04 by 2. It is equal to 0.02 meters, or it is 2 centimeters. So this is the right choice for that problem. Okay. Now next problem. Read the problem. Look here. Two separate wires AB are stretched by 2 millimeters and 4 millimeters respectively. E1 is 2, E2 is 4 millimeters when they are subjected to a force of 2 Newton. So same force is applied on them. Assume that both of the wire are made up of same material. Y is also same. Radius of wire B is 4 times that of wire A. So R2 is equal to 4 times R1. Lengths are in the ratio A is to B. L1 is to L2 is given as A is to B, which is given as 1 by X. You are supposed to find the numerical value of X here. So here, from the data, the connecting formula is Y is equal to FL by AE. So same force of 2 Newton is applied, same material is used, and what else is given? Radii are R2 is equal to 4R1 length ratio. So elongations are given. So from this L is proportional to A proportional to R square, so L proportional to R square E. So tell me, L1 by L2 is equal to R1 by R2 whole square into E1 by E2. Okay, R square E. R1 by R2. See here, R2 is 4R1. So R1 by R2 will be 1 by 4 whole square. E1 by E2. E1 is 2, E2 is 4. E1 by E2 is 1 by 2. So it is 1 by 16 into 2 or 1 by 32. That is L1 by L2. Now go to the last sentence. The ratio of the lengths is taken as A by B. So L1 by L2 is taken as A by B, and that A by B is found to be 1 by X. So A by B is 1 by 32, that is taken as 1 by X. On comparison, the numerical value of X is equal to 32. That is the problem. Okay, it is very simple, isn't it? Move on to the next problem. An aluminium rod with Young's modulus 7 into 10 to the power of 10 Newton per meter square undergoes elastic strain. Okay, delta L by L is 0.04%. Delta L is 0.04 if original length is 100. That is the meaning of strain is 0.04%. Energy per unit volume stored in the rod. See here, in case of a stretched string or whatever, the expression we derived for elastic energy stored in an elongated wire or in a compressed object is energy is equal to half into stress into strain into volume. That is energy. Energy density means energy per unit volume. If you bring this volume to this denominator, energy density, energy per unit volume is half stress into strain. So this is the formula we are going to use here. Energy density is half stress into strain. See here, what is, note the data. Young's modulus is given, strain is given, You are supposed to find energy density. So we do not know the stress here. So we want to eliminate stress. We know from Hooke's law, stress by strain is equal to Young's modulus, from which what is stress? Stress is equal to strain into Y. So if you substitute strain into Y here, energy density becomes half strain square Y. That's it. So let us calculate the energy density. Half, what is the strain given? 0.04%. That is 4 into 10 to the power of minus 4. 4 into 10 to the power of minus 4 strain square into Y. So what is Y here? It is given as 7 into 10 to the power of 10. So this becomes, it is half, 4 square is 16 into 10 to the power of minus 8 into 7 into 10 to the power of 10. Okay, so 7 8s are 56. 10 power minus 8 into 10 power 10 is 10 square, or this is 5600. Energy density, joule per meter cube. Energy per unit volume, joule per meter cube is the unit. So the correct choice is fourth option, 5600 joule per meter cube. Okay, move on to the next problem. Two steel wires. Two steel wires means both of them are made up of steel, hence Young's moduli are equal, having same length and suspended from the ceiling under the same load. If the ratio of energy stored per unit volume, U1 is to U2 is 1 is to 2 ratio of their diameters. Just now we have seen energy density is half stress into strain. Right? See here, the ratio it is given as 1 is to 4. You are supposed to find the ratio of the diameters. Look here, See, strain, there is no information regarding the strain produced, or nothing is asked related to strain. So, we have to replace strain. As stress by strain is Y, strain is equal to stress by volume. So, energy density in terms of stress and Young's modulus will be half stress square by Y. See here, Y is, let us round off the same factors. Y is same, under the same force, F is same, this is same. So, energy density is inversely proportional to A square, or A is inversely proportional to root U. But A is R square is inversely proportional to root U or root U. Square root of root U. But anyway, let us not complicate it. See here, what is the ratio of areas? It is square root of U2 by U1. What is U2 by U1? 4:1 under square root. This is equal to 2 by 1. But as R is proportional to root A, R1 by R2 is equal to root 2:1. So, the first option is the correct choice. So, here, as far as energy stored in a stretcher string is concerned, what are the formula we have learnt? Yes. So, energy stored in a stretcher string is half stress into strain into volume. Energy density becomes half stress into strain, or half strain square Y, or half stress square by Y. Okay. So, move on to the next problem. Look here. A boy's catapult is made up of rubber cord which is 42 centimeters long, converted to meters, 42 into 10 power minus 2, with 6 mm diameter. Radius becomes 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meters. The boy keeps a stone weighing 0.02 kg, and he stretches the cord. You know a catapult, isn't it? So, he puts a stone here and he pulls the rubber cord backwards through a distance of 20 centimeters. So, delta L is 20 centimeters. If you convert that into meters, it is 0.2 meters. So, actually you know the operation of a catapult, isn't it? It will be like a Y-shaped one, and these two prongs are being connected by the rubber cord. We put a stone on the rubber cord, along with the stone we will pull it back and then we release. So, when we pull the rubber cord backwards, it stores elastic energy. When we release the cord along with the stone, the complete elastic energy will be converted into the kinetic energy of the stone. So, with that it moves off. So, half mv square is equal to the total energy stored in the stretched rubber cord, that is half strain square Y AL. So, half, let us substitute, mass of the object is 0.02 kg, and you are supposed to find the velocity v square, half strain delta L by L. It is 0.2 by 42 into 10 power minus 2 or 0.42 strain square into Y. Y is Young's modulus is closest to. No, the Young's modulus you need to find out. Area of cross section. Area of cross section is pi r square. So, it is pi r square. R is given as 3 into 10 power minus 3, 9 into 10 power minus 6. Length is given as 0.42. And here velocity with which it is projected is 20 meter per second. Velocity is given here. So, it is 20 into 20. So, here this is 10 power minus 2, this and this gets cancelled. So, 4 is equal to half, 0.2 by 4.2 is 1 by 2.1 whole square Y into pi. So pi value, because we need to find it approximately, let us keep it as pi. We can take it as 3.14. 9 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into 0.42. Pi r square is 9 into 10 power minus 2. On simplification, we are getting y very close to 10 to the power of 6 Newton per meter square or Pascal. Just on simplification, you will be getting the value for y as 10 power 6 Newton per meter square. So, I am just repeating the concept here. In case of catapult, when the cord is stretched and released along with the stone, the elastic energy stored in the stretched cord will be totally converted into the kinetic energy of the projectile. So here the kinetic energy of the projectile or the object released from the catapult is half mv square, that is equal to half strain square y into AL. Just the entire data is given straight away, you are supposed to find the Young's modulus to the closest value, that is supposed to that we got it as 10 power 6 Newton per meter square. Move on to the next problem. Elastic potential energy stored in a steel wire of length 20 meters. L is given as 20 meters, stretched through 2 centimeters, stretched through. That means extension produced in the wire. Delta L, 2 centimeter is converted into meter, 2 into 10 power minus 2 meter. Elastic energy stored is 80 joules. So, E is equal to 80 joules and Young's modulus is given as 2 into 10 power 11, supposed to find the area. So, here what formula we can take here? Half strain square Y A into L, because total energy stored is given. So, half strain square Y A L. So, half strain delta L by L, 2 into 10 power minus 2 by L is 20, half strain square Y is 2 into 10 power 11, area of cross section we need to find out, into 20, okay, that is length. So, 80 is equal to half into 2, this becomes 10, 10 power minus 3 whole square is 10 power minus 6, 2 into 10 power 11 A into 20. This 2 and this 2 gets cancelled. This gets cancelled 10 to the power of 5 times. So, A is equal to 80 by 20 is 4, isn't it? 4, 10 to the power of 5, if that comes to this side, 10 to the power of minus 5 meter square. But if you observe, the answer is given in millimeter square. Let us convert this. This is 4 into 10 to the power of minus 5. 1 meter is 10 to the power of minus 3 millimeters. Meter square, 1 meter is 10 to the power of 3 millimeters. So, 1 meter square is 10 to the power of 6 millimeter square. So, in place of meter square, I am writing 10 to the power of 6 millimeter square. So, 10 power minus 5 into 10 power 6 is 10, 4 into 10 40, 40 millimeter square. So, the number or numerical value is 40 here. Okay, move on to the next problem. The elastic behavior of a material for linear stress and linear strain. Stress strain graph is a straight line passing through the origin that shows strain is proportional to stress. So, this is within the elastic limit of a given material. Okay, what is the energy density for a linear strain of 5 into 10 to the power of minus 4? So, in terms of strain, energy density is half strain square into y. So, strain is given as 5 into 10 power minus 4, but how to find out y? From Hooke's law, stress by strain is equal to y. See here, if you take 20 as the stress, I am calculating y here. 20 as the stress, the corresponding strain is 10 to the power of minus 10. This implies from the graph we could find the Young's modulus as 2 into 10 to the power of 11 Newton per meter square. So just substitute that in this expression. It is half 5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 square, 25 into 10 power minus 8. Young's modulus is 2 into 10 power 11. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. This is 25 into 10 to the power of 3 joule per meter cube. But he has given it in kilojoule per meter cube. 10 power 3 is kilo, kilojoule is 25 kilojoule per meter cube. So that is the answer. U is equal to 25 kilojoule per meter cube. Is it all right? Move on to the next problem. This is going to be the last problem for today's session. So you do that problem all by yourself. Okay? Now, a stone of mass, read the problem. Mass 20 grams. So what is its mass converted to kg? 20 into 10 power minus 3 kg. Is projected from a rubber catapult of length 0.1 meter, area of cross section 10 power minus 6 meters, stretched by an amount 0.04 meters. What is the velocity of the projected stone if Young's modulus is 5 into 10 to the power of 9? Just now we have done a problem based on this catapult, isn't it? So half mv square is equal to half strain square y a into L. So half mass is given as 20 grams converted to kg, 20 into 10 power minus 3 v square, half strain. Delta L is 0.04, length is 1, 0.04 by 1 whole square into y. Young's modulus is given as 5 into 10 power 9. Area of cross section is given as 10 power minus 6, length is 0.1. So in place of area of cross section 10 power minus 6, length 0.1. Just on substitution, we got velocity as 20 meter per second. Everything else is given except the value of v square. So it is a simple calculation. So on solving, we got v as 20 meter per second. Okay. So with that, we have covered all the problems given in JEE Mains starting from 2019 to 25. Okay. From the topic elasticity. So elasticity is very obviously, all the problems given in previous JEE are very easy. Just memorize certain formulae and all the problems are directly based on the formulae. Okay. So I'll stop here for today. I'll continue with a new topic in tomorrow's class. Thank you and bye-bye.